Hey guys, today we're going to be looking at the Kiive Audio Filkchannel Strip Mark II and how I use it on acoustic guitar. Let's go. So here's where the acoustic guitar is in its process. It's stereo, recorded XY on a matched pair of Rode NT5s. I've comped the takes and done the necessary editing. I've run it through Isotope RX to remove any clicks or any of those weird noises that happen during acoustic playing. I've also tried to reduce or eliminate any string squeaks or chirps. So what's our frame of mind going into this part of the process? All of this depends on the arrangement, of course. That's the most important part. Right now, I'm looking to cut out any mud or bad, annoying frequencies. Also keeping an ear out for any resonances of any sort. Next up is light saturation and light compression. Please keep in mind that everything I'm doing here will be subtle. It's never heavy-handed. I'm going to suggest that you listen on your studio monitors if possible. If you're listening on a phone, it might be hard to hear the details. Here's our example with reverb. Here's our example without reverb. I'm going to be turning the reverb off for most of this just for clarity's sake. This will be a super dry acoustic guitar. Let's bring up the Kiive Audio Filkchannel strip and see how it sounds versus the unaffected sound. You can hear that without the filk engaged, the guitar is a little tubby on the bottom. The low mids area, including some of the higher bass frequencies, can be a bloating problem for acoustics. The result can be the classic sound of mud, which can bring a wet blanket vibe to that part or the mix. Let's go see what I did to combat this. And check this out, I only have the EQ of the Filkchannel engaged. I've also adjusted the out to make sure the levels are matched. We're going to take that high pass up to about 80 hertz. You can see that I cut at about 167 hertz. We did an almost 2.5 decibel cut. This is killing that mud I was talking about. Looks like I have a cut at 2.1 kilohertz of about 1.32 decibels. If you're wondering about that, there was just some part of that frequency I didn't care for. I've also boosted at 10.6 kilohertz. Just about 1.32 decibels. Just trying to bring out some of the shimmery top end of the guitar. Kiive tape face. You might be wondering why I chose this saturation over the Filkchannel saturation. It just came down to this. I felt that the tape face was more of a sound I was shooting for. I know it added more steps, and that's okay if the result is what you wanted. They have 3 different tape types, and I chose tape 2. It did add a little bit more level than the others, but that was the robust sound I was shooting for regardless of the level change. I kind of look at that switch as a flavor switch. Again, somewhat subtle. Let's move to saturation. I've chosen a conservative setting at about 10 a.m. Too much and the guitar would lose some of its beauty. Regarding that low boost, I've removed this because we didn't need more of the frequencies that we just cut. If the guitar was wimpy or lacking bottom, I would totally use that feature. Noise. We are going to select something conservative here. I'll probably come back and reduce this at some point, as just a hint of it is better than a lot. Stereo. Yeah, I might add just a little bit, maybe. Now on this Filkchannel, you can see that I'm only using the compression module. I've chosen a 3-to-1 ratio. I'm not going to push it too hard, but let's go listen to some of the harder hits and how they interact with the compression. The heavier hits happen to be on the front end of the clip. All right, so we're seeing about 5 decibels gain reduction on the heaviest hits, and it sounds musical and isn't squashed at all. In case you're new to the whole Kiive audio thing, let's go talk about features that typically appear in the interface of their plugins. We have control of the in and out volume, oversampling, undo and redo. That's actually a feature I really like. And we have GUI controls for resizing. Let's try something more aggressive and push the ratio to 5-to-1 and reset the compression amount. I'm just reducing that noise a little bit. This level of compression is hitting a bit harder and right on the edge of being overbearing, for my taste anyway. I've brought it back to a 3-to-1 ratio. That or 5-to-1 sound good on this part, in my opinion. Let's go ahead and compare the original unaffected audio with the processing that we tried. Let's add that reverb back in, with and without processing. So, final thoughts on this. What I'm hearing, this is super subtle, but makes all the difference for this acoustic guitar part. The low end was a little bit tubby, but now other frequencies can shine because we took care of that main issue. All right, there we are. I think the Filkchannel strip did a really nice job and made a beautiful impact on that acoustic guitar. I'd love to hear how you're using it and what you're using it on. Make sure to hit the comments, and I'll catch you in the next one.